being sued. It's not like that. We wrote it. We even used the names of the counties involved. There's been multiple newspaper articles about it, listing our name as one of the counties that had this problem, and here's your solution. So there's no need for the Attorney General to give a ruling because it's already been done. That's why they wrote it with the wording that they did. So we need to go ahead and we need to farm this farm and be done with it. We're wasting precious time.
Any other?
So, I think the farm was farmed just a few weeks ago by Kenny Cochran. He dissed the weeds down that we should never have had. Isn't that farming? Did anyone stop him? Is anyone going to stop anyone in the future? Is anyone going to sue him for farming? I don't understand what you're talking about when we say we can't farm it when all these other counties are farming there.
Any other public body comment? Public body comment? Public body comment? Are we all done? Going, Chris?
Sorry. I just want to thank you, Carol, for moving public body comments at the last meeting to the beginning of the meeting. That way you guys know how the community felt. Because I don't know that that vote would have gone the same way. And it's important to hear what the people out here have to say, the people that your decisions affect have to say. Because it seems like a couple of people over in the corner have had a lot of influence, let's put it that way, that they shouldn't have. We should have influence here. The voters, the tax-paying citizens should have influence here. Those people don't matter over there. The journalist matters, I'm sorry. But the other two guys that sit over there, they don't matter. They don't live here, they don't pay taxes here, they don't belong here. And frankly, we don't want them here. What we want is for you guys to make the decision that you've always been able to make, which is farming this farm. A lot of monkey wrenches have been purposely, it seems like, thrown into this process. It doesn't need to be. They don't need to be thrown in. As Christine said, we just need to move on and farm the farm, generate revenue for the county. Let it serve the tax-paying citizens. This is foolish. That's it.
Any other public body comment?
Barry Evans, I'd like for Carol to use the microphone. I can't hardly hear you.
I will. Is that all you're going to say, Barry? Is that all you're going to say, Barry? I didn't want to during public body comment, but I will now. Jeff?
As Christine said, I think Springfield made it blatantly clear that it's legal to farm. I don't think, in my mind, there was never really a question, but they made it blatantly clear. And as Rick said, just do the right thing. It's legal to farm it, do the right thing, farm the farm. Let's go on to something else. I mean, this has been long enough.
Any other public body comment? Public body comment? Last time, public body comment?
I've got more of a question.
Okay, Brad.
I got more of a question, I guess. Christine said she spoke with the senator.
It's Representative Yednock and Senator Bennett.
Okay, I got that information that she came up with. I'm just curious if anybody of the public, of the farm committee, has spoke to anybody like that, get further input. Jeremy, have you?
I might have shared some emails a while back, but it's been a while. I'd have to go back and look.
Mitchell? How about you, Mitchell?
No, I haven't called no senator. I did watch the third reading of the bill, and that one, what was his name? Plummer said, are we going to get ready to change the Constitution? I mean,
That wasn't Plummer that said that.
But
What's
this is,
that?
I mean,
It
this
wasn't
is
Plummer that said
been
that.
going on a long time, saying, okay, it's legal, it's illegal. It's legal, it's illegal. Isn't it your guys' position to find out 100% for sure, one way or the other? It's not the citizens of Shelby County to go talk to these people, it's you guys.
Nobody ever said it was ever illegal to farm.
Really?
What?
Oh,
What?
What you guys have been saying.
I've heard that a lot of,
You can lease a farm as long as you got a public purpose, and that's what we're gonna talk about here tonight.
okay, then same question goes for the public purpose. After this new law, is that still in effect?
What's that? What law, what do you mean?
Does it still have to have a public purpose?
According to the Constitution, it does.
It has a public purpose.
It has a public purpose
It
now.
has a public purpose.
It's a public purpose now.
We're gonna talk about that.
What is it?
I said it does have a public purpose. It's an inferred public purpose because it goes into the general fund and it's spent on the public. It's a very broad brushstroke. To use the word like public purpose is not like saying 2 + 2 is 4.
Right.
The public purpose is we take the income off of it, we use it to either a county to take care of our citizens in whatever way we see fit. That is the public purpose. I would love for you guys to have a sit down with Mr. Yednock, or Mr. Plummer knows about it. Mr. Bennett knows all about it. I don't mind sharing the info, and I can sure share it with all you, but he's right. It shouldn't be me looking for it. You guys work for us. We're your constituents, and everybody in this room, I think, wants it farmed. So it's your job to figure out how we can do it. We spent a lot of time, wasted a lot of time and a lot of energy,
A lot of money.
A lot of
a
money.
lot of money
A lot of wasted money.
piddling around with this. So somebody's gonna have to say, I put up a motion, we farm it. Get the agreement done and be done with it. Go into something else that's worth arguing about. This is ridiculous. We're grown-ups here. This is not 7th grade.
So, I mean, you did that by a phone call, or,
I sent some emails. Mr. Bennett called me back on the phone. I had,
I mean, so
Back and
I
forth
guess
emails,
what
it's
I'm getting
not that
at,
hard.
can you guys do that?
I will do that.
Get their feedback and
I will do that.
kind of take it from there?
Yeah, I will do that.
Thank you.
Have you done that, Carol?
I can tell you, Brad, that I was in constant contact with Lance Yednock, the representative who sponsored this bill. It was emails every week. It was, let's see, I went to Springfield one day with Teresa and Chris, and we sat at a Senate hearing on this bill before it was completely passed. We talked to, I believe we talked to
Plummer.
Plummer then, yes. So yes, I mean, you can go to Springfield and you can talk to him, or you can get on ilga.gov, find the person you're looking for, their phone number, sometimes an email is there, not always. I basically emailed Lance Yednock all the time.
I mean, I kind of felt like you had, that's why you're pushing this farm so hard to farm it. I mean.
Well, it's farm ground, it needs to be farmed, I mean, that's the thing.
Much as people were wanting that in this county, I can't believe you guys haven't reached out to find out the true answer.
I can
The
tell you,
only answer you've gotten is from the watchdog,
I think they know the answer.
and that's wrong. That's
They
just
know the
wrong.
answer.
and I don't know if you've read this, this bill, Brad, but it does say that the county board may lease farmland acquired or held by the county for any term not exceeding 5 years, removes a requirement that the lease must be for a specified purpose, provides that the lease may be made via a cash lease, crop sharing arrangement, or custom farming arrangement, adds requirements relating to the bid process for farmland leases, and provides that counties shall not acquire farmland for the sole purpose of entering into a cash lease, crop sharing arrangement, or custom farming arrangement, or other specific purposes.
Seems pretty clear to me.
And that's HB 1076, if you want to see it, it's on ilgs.gov, yeah. Chris?
As Mark said too, and this is a point that the Ford County SA has made, the watchdogs have been also questioning their use of their county land. The Ford County SA, his name escapes me right now, but he said the maintenance of waterways and the controlling noxious weeds, in his opinion, meets that public purpose as well. So even without the bill, I mean, there are fine, solid arguments to say that it meets public purpose already. You know.
And that article is on Ford County,
Yeah,
I read it. If you Google Ford County and I think
Chronicle.
farming,
The Ford County
Chronicle, Ford
yeah.
County Chronicle,
Right.
there's like a 3-page
Mhm.
article about leasing. Alex?
Just consider me ignorant for a second, I'm just asking an inquisitive question, but does the state of Illinois, when they pass a law, do they have a legislative committee of, say, attorneys or specialists that analyze whether it's a legal or constitutional law? And once it's passed, if somebody challenges it, comes along and says to the Illinois Supreme Court that this is not illegal or not a constitutional law, and then it gets nullified by the Supreme Court, then is this an issue to whether we do something with the farm then? I don't know how that all works.
Can I
Chris?
piggyback
Yes,
off?
you can answer that, Chris.
Well, actually, I'd just like to piggyback off Alex's question, because I think it's an excellent question. Is this the body to be adjudicating those decisions? In other words,
Correct.
are you guys the ones that are supposed to be deciding what is constitutional in this instance? I mean, you're reading the law and trying to interpret it, of course, and do things according to statute. That goes without saying. But deciding definitively that it is unconstitutional or is illegal to farm, that isn't what you're here to do. That's for the court system to do, or the legislative bodies to do. If the legislative body passes what someone believes to be an unconstitutional act, then, or an unconstitutional law, then they're going to challenge it, right, in the court system, and the court systems decide that. It's not the purview of this body to determine definitively that this is an illegal act. Similar to that, it's not the purview of this body with a full county board to decide that the board of review can't be elected as well. We have checks and balances for a reason.
I just want to follow up my comment.
Sure.
I'm not an attorney. I was just asking an inquisitive question. I'm very,
That's
very
great.
basic to the civic process. So.
That was a great question.
I appreciate it, Alex, thank you. Jeff?
Just wondering why we're still talking about public purpose, really. I mean, it's been defined. In Springfield, the second graders can understand what they wrote and their intent behind it. I've always been mystified about the public purpose and the public purpose, and man, we're running it into the ground. The fact is, it's already been defined, and if it wasn't defined, it's been, Helen Keller could figure it out now. Come on. Anyway, it's black and white.
So you said public purpose has been defined, so define public purpose, and if it's been defined.
It's been defined. It's been defined in Springfield as it's legal to farm the farm in the public purpose. Like she said, it's a broad brush of the money goes into the county's coffer. It doesn't go into somebody's pocket. It goes into the county coffer for the taxpayers, and that is, they defined it in black and white. I don't know the law, black and white, every line of it, but it's my understanding they did define it
Carol,
as well as they could define it.
I can help with that a little bit. I read the original wording, the original version of HB 1076. What they passed, which is what I believe what Carol read, is what they passed. But the original wording of the bill outlined the public purpose as the generation of revenue, which is what I'm hearing a lot of. But the Senate amended the proposed bill, HB 1076, and they struck that wording. It did say, for the public purpose of the generation of revenue, and they took it out. So to say that that defines it kind of gives weight to the idea that making money is not a public purpose.
That's reading into it.
So how do we
That's
get?
reading
Okay, I'm going to read it.
Please.
But they took
The original one, I'm going to read this part of it. It says, provides that farmland may be leased to either public or private entities for the public purpose of financially supporting the operations of the government at any time or times, and on any terms and conditions that the county board deems best for the interest of the county, including but not limited to crop sharing arrangements. That was the original.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, that was the.
Read the latest one,
I just read the latest
The
one.
amended one.
The amended one I read first.
Okay, that was the one that didn't say, it said they took that.
It says removes a requirement that the lease must be for a specified
There you
purpose.
go.
where the original said, for the public purpose of financially supporting the operations of the government.
Yeah, so this whole bit about making money as a public purpose, the state senate took that out. They had it in there to approve and they took it out.
Okay, again, can you call it out to verify if it's okay to farm it? Let them explain what the public purpose means.
Who do you want me to call?
Who Christine was talking
Somebody
to.
per gallon.
I think what Carol's reading is very simple. I mean, I think a
Yeah.
sixth grader can understand that.
Well, I get that, but I'm just saying,
When you're looking
to
for,
clarify it,
when you're looking for legislative intent, I don't remember if it's the courts that have ruled or the Attorney General has opined, but the clear language of the law is the first place you go for legislative intent. The original wording of the bill said that the public purpose was the generation of revenue,
But they struck that.
and the
They
Senate
struck
took
it.
that out.
Exactly.
The Senate took it
So you
out.
can't drive on
The
that.
reading of the law is what is the law. You don't go
Yes.
back to what was 1938. It doesn't work that way. What Carol read said it took that out.
Yes,
It gave us 3 options. There's only a paragraph this big.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
it's pretty short.
It's very simple. I don't see any reason to keep beating our head against it. That's how big it is. It's got more wording and sponsors and stuff and dates at the top and bottom than the actual thing reads.
So every time you guys amend something, Jeremy, and you strike something, that's what you drive on? If something's done wrong?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they had it in the original version of the bill, the draft that was originally presented, the original wording.
They simplified it for you to understand it.
They took out the part that says making money is a public purpose.
All right.
They took it out, so it's not.
So what do we like
We're not arguing saying that.
Vote on it.
It's
Go.
done. Let's go.
It says to support the county, correct? That's what the,
That-
We have to have a
That's
specified
what was
purpose.
taken out, I believe.
no.
No. What she just read you.
She just read it.
That was the first one. Do I have to read the whole second down again?
What's Kirk say?
Apparently.
Reinserts the provisions of the engrossed bill with the following changes. Removes a requirement that the county board may authorize any county officer to make leases for terms not exceeding 2 years in a manner determined by the board. In provisions relating to leasing farmland, provides that upon 3/4 vote by the full county board rather than 3/4 vote, the county board may lease farmland acquired or held by the county for any term not exceeding 5 years. Removes a requirement that the lease must be for a specified purpose. Provides that the lease may be made via a cash lease, crop sharing arrangement, or custom farming arrangement. Adds requirements relating to the bid process, excuse me, for farmland leases, and provides that counties shall not acquire farmland for the sole purpose of entering into a cash lease, crop sharing arrangement, or custom farming arrangement, or other speculative purpose.
Sounds good to me.
Covers it.
So tonight, we're going to talk about custom farming. That's what's on our agenda for tonight, is custom.
Yeah, and also there's been a P-Tax 300 filed with, it was passed the board of review here, the way I understood from Erica, that they accepted it, and then they're pushing it on to Springfield for the tax exemption, the non-home tax exemption, so
It's cut and dry.
what's cut and dried?
What she just read. Yeah, we can talk
And
about
that-
Any more public body comment? Public body comment?
Got a question.
Tricia?
Are you able as board chair to recommend to Mr. Orman to, I know there's a seat missing with Dave Ogden since he resigned, but if there's no interest from Mr. Williams or Mr. Shuck in farming it and what they feel is legally, to request for members, to appoint members who have voted to farm and that do support farming, because for our farm to be successful, we need people that genuinely want to farm on the committee. And I feel like as board chair, you can make that recommendation to Mr. Orman to appoint a whole new committee that has voted, because we've all sat here and listened to who supports farming and who doesn't. And from what I heard, was Mr. Williams did not support farming the farm. And Mr. Shuff, I think, has moved, unless he's changed his mind since I've talked to him, doesn't think that we're having a public purpose for it. So I don't feel like it does any good to have them here if they don't feel like it should be farmed. We need people that can work with you and present to the county board your ideas for farming, and they're going to constantly battle against everything you want to do. That is going to cause constant drama and chaos where the rooms are packed, and we don't need that as a county anymore. We need people interested in working on moving forward. So I am requesting that you, Ms. Cole, recommend to Bobby Orman to appoint an entirely new farm board committee.
Maybe with farmers.
Yeah,
They had them, but they stepped down.
that's true. They won't sell
You
farm.
could have appointed Tim.
Yeah, Tim's a farmer. Really? You are, aren't you, Tim?
Any other public body comment?
Just a quick comment. I'd like to know what is so important that Jeremy can't pay attention. He's got his phone in his hand every meeting. I'm done with that, Jeremy. This is not
Every
seventh grade.
meeting.
Every
Text
meeting.
message from Kurt.
This is so unprofessional. It is, when someone is speaking, he's doing it. I don't care what you're looking at. You've known this agenda for 3 or 4 days. You can surely come to a meeting prepared to turn your phone off like I have, like the rest of us do, and interact with us and answer questions and vote accordingly.
HB 1076.
I don't care what you're looking at. You knew what you were coming in. You're looking for another argument. We're sick of the arguments. This isn't 7th grade. This is the real world. We can't talk about we're going to starve to death. We're so poor. And you're like, well, can't farm the farm because the watchdogs say we can't. They're not even here. They don't live here. We don't care what they think. As far as I'm concerned, those little seats over there, they need to go stand in the corner because they do not support anything we do here. They're not here to help us. Y'all might think they are, but they're not. They do not have county, they don't have ground here. They don't have family here that I know of. When they enter our rooms, the board chair needs to tell them to move to the back.
Yes.
If they need to speak, they can wait till the public body comment and they get 5 minutes like the rest of us.
Yes.
That's only fair.
Yes.
Any other public body comment?
Disabled. That's
Any public body comment? Public body comment. Did you miss again? Going once, going twice, third time? Okay, thank you. I appreciate all your input. Number 4, discussion and vote to send to the full board for approval custom farming for 2024. Review and approve the bid specs. Request the county clerk to publish and advertise for bids. Sealed bids to be returned to county clerk's office by November 1st, 2023. Do I have a motion that we're going to approve custom farming? Jeremy shaking his head.
He should resign.
Wow. How irresponsible.
I think it would be important to see the tax exempt status.
Tax exempt doesn't have anything to do with farming, with the custom farming. Has nothing to do with it. Actually,
Well, yeah, it actually does.
It has a lot to do with it.
Because what they're trying to get tax exemption on is custom farming, is what.
the thing of it is, we owe taxes from 2022 that have not been paid.
Well, that's
Those-
not our department, I guess, but
It
That's the
should have
finance-
been,
that's
we
the
should have
fin-
asked
well,
for
that's
them to
the-
be paid, and they were not paid.
that's the finance.
And they weren't paid. And if you ask me, the taxpayers do not pay the taxes on the farm. We got $277,000 for beans.
For what?
For beans, $277,000 we got for beans when Stu Fox farmed.
No, we didn't get 270.
Yes,
Why
we
weren't
did.
the taxes
We got
paid?
$270. Well, this year we got 117 in wheat.
It was 182 or 3,000
It's 270.
for soybeans.
270,000.
Okay.
We, altogether it was 294,000. If you look at the revenue.
That's gross dollars.
Yes, okay.
I can make a lot of gross dollars.
Yeah, okay, but, okay, so we had $294,000. Out of that money, it goes into the general fund, you pay the taxes. That's part of farming. The taxpayers don't pay that. It's not on your tax bill. It's not on my tax bill or Jeremy's tax bill or your tax bill. Those taxes need to be paid. And And I don't see where this tax exempt, which is going to be denied because it was denied 2 years ago, so it's
Well,
going to be
the
denied.
reason it was denied 2 years ago is because it was in weeds in 21.
It's going to be denied.
No, I
We're
guess
not-
we should,
We'll find out.
we should
yeah.
know within 30 to 60 days, I think.
Yeah. Well, in 30, 60 days, and it's going to be too late to decide if we're going to custom farm, because
No.
we need to get somebody,
No, it's
we
not.
need to get bids out there and get a farmer to decide to farm this and put corn on the field this next year. So you guys don't want to have anything to do with custom farming or leasing
Not
or
until we get
anything?
this custom, or this tax thing back, so we got a document to stand on.
Just resign.
You just don't want to farm.
I want to farm it right, Jake.
Yeah.
I want to farm it right.
Custom farming is farming it right. We custom farmed it this past year.
Carol, arbitrarily do it the way Sonny did with the dieting.
That's right.
Do what?
A unilateral
Who's
decision.
talking?
Yeah, make a unilateral decision.
I can't hear you.
I said she needs to make a unilateral decision to farm it just the way Sonny did with the dieting.
I don't know what happened in the dive team meeting.
Oh.
I wasn't here. I wasn't here. I'm talking about the public safety meeting that was just here, the one I'm talking about.
We can tell you what happened, they're still destroying.
If you want to, that's fine, but it's not on the agenda.
You guys are trying to destroy farming and farming.
Okay, let's get back to number 4. So I don't have a motion to custom farm.
Just do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Come on.
Do the right thing.
They're incapable,
It's an agenda.
Do the right thing.
pathologically incapable.
No cash.
Well, I have no motion, I guess it's dead.
It's ridiculous.
You got it. Motion.
I'll go on to number 5, discuss and vote on farm-related issues, including fall herbicide application and soil testing. Are we going to pass on this one too?
I would make a motion to get the soil tested. I don't know about fall herbicide. I didn't know anything about that in the plan.
If the land made 300,000.
I was looking at stuff that Jessica sent me, and I was also looking in Bobby's farm committee meeting on 5/22,
Okay, I remember that.
and I believe that you should all have that. If you don't, I can give it to you.
I remember that.
Where he suggested fall 23 herbicide, there was $5,000 set aside for that. And soil testing, $500, but it's going to cost more than that for soil testing.
How much?
Couple thousand.
Oh, I mean, what was in the budget there?
Well, our 12-month budget is $167,900.
Well, I would make a motion to do the soil testing because it's that time of year.
So I gave you samples of what Joe,
Right here.
yes.
So we just got to decide on
You
which,
have to decide which grade you want to
I
do.
mean, you do more what you're in the soil test. What would be your recommendation?
They recommended to me the 4.4, and then when I talked to a farmer, he recommended 3.3, and I'm going to ask Tim, Farmer Tim, because you've probably done a lot of this, haven't you, Tim?
On what?
Soil testing.
Usually that whoever I buy my fertilizer from will soil test for free.
I did ask Austin at FS, and he says they contract that through
Yeah,
KSI.
FS don't do it for free.
Depends upon crop.
And another farmer
Not
told
in
me
the
he
grid.
goes through FS to have it done too.
When you do a grid testing, it's not free.
But it might
So
be,
you're gonna do 8-acre grids?
No. Probably, well, we either got 4.4, 3.3, or 2.5, one of them. Whichever one you decide.
Joey Trimble gave me this list and underlined the things that he thought we might be interested in, yeah. And the 2.5, the 3.3, or the 4.4.
So if you were gonna soil test, I think those would probably be the three most, the three biggest bang for your buck, I guess, is what I'm saying.
And when I did talk to another farmer, he uses 2.5, but he says it's kind of, he's not sure he gets a better yield after that. but it just seems like security for him. So, you know, I just talked to several farmers.
I would just suggest the middle of the road then, 3.3.
And then do they do all 197 acres, which is
Yes.
getting close to $2,000, yeah.
Yes.
So my question is, why would you soil test if you're not gonna
You're not
farm
gonna
it?
farm it.
Because in the falls, when you test soil, it's dry right now, that's the best time to test it. Get prepared for spring. It's not too late to decide to farm. This is only
Yeah, but you guys-
October.
But you guys did not pass.
We don't plant until probably
Obviously.
April, so we got,
You didn't plant this year?
yeah, there was soil, there was wheat planted, so
Yeah, I know, the second crop.
anyway, you know the reason why, so.
That was my
I know.
fault, remember?
It's not a good one.
Yeah, we know the reason.
So anyway,
So my point of that is why would you vote to spend money when you can't even vote to even preparate to farm it?
we're prepping right now. The soil test is the time to do it. Do you want us not to soil test? Is
The
that what
last
you'd
agenda
rather
item,
do?
you guys didn't vote.
Yeah.
It'd be better if the farmer was involved in it.
Do what?
I don't
It'd
think
be better
you-
if the farmer was involved in it. The farmer would
If we
be,
do custom farming, it's the county that takes care of that.
Yeah,
If you do leases, then it would be the farmer that would be taking care of all that, but if we do custom farming, we take care of all those
right.
inputs.
If we get this, you know, if we get this tax exemption passed, it's custom farming.
You know, we're gonna try to sell it again.
Do what?
Nothing.
You guys speak up, man. I don't even know who's talking.
If you don't get it, you're gonna try to sell it again. 8 in the morning again,
No,
Jeremy?
there's, what she mentioned about the steel, that's an option.
I think that's a great
Carol's-
option.
Hey, guys, this is
That's a great
Carol's meeting.
option.
Let's-
We tried it and it never picked up land.
Maybe it's
I
something
guess.
that could be done though. That's good for kids to learn that.
But then we are going, if you do that, you are gonna lose revenue from it.
Not
A lot of
necessarily.
it, some of it.
Not
because-
necessarily. It'd be more of like a model farm where,
Yeah, it depends on how many acres you put in that.
yeah, or if
model
you just
farm.
say, we're gonna go to the different schools and we're gonna talk about the different, and have your seed reps go in and talk to the kids and say, these are the
Yeah,
options we have, and
what the plan was have a 2-year program per school, and Shelbyville was gonna be the pilot program, because it's just closed.
that's a great idea.
So back to soil testing, if we want to.
Yeah, so we're back to soil testing.
Well, I make a motion.
And I believe it's been several years,
I think it's been
like 10 years
more like 12 or 13 maybe.
since we've had the soil tested. So it's something that should be done. It's money that we're gonna have to spend.
Well, I'll make a motion to do the 3.3 variance.
I'll second that.
Excuse me, but I have to run. So the fall herbicide, we can wait on that. Okay. So we're through with number 5. Number 6, discussion vote on custom farm agreement. I don't know if that's something you want to go into. I gave you all.
Oh, you're talking about this thing.
I gave you all the agreement. Actually, it's basically the same agreement the county had with Compton this year. And I did change one thing because on his, it was rates per acre to sow and plant the corn, to harvest and deliver the corn. Kenny mowed twice, which meant he only mowed the cemetery twice, and I feel that the cemetery needs to be mowed more than twice. I feel it needs to be mowed at least once a month, if not more.
So you would do
So I
that,
added that.
the contractor would do the mowing of the farm?
And that was just one thing that I added to this custom farm agreement, that the farmer would, unless you can find somebody that wants to come and mow the cemetery every couple of weeks.
The Rose Township don't get
No.
involved in that?
Mhm. And Teresa could tell us that, it's not.
It's not their cemetery.
It's not their
Oh, really?
cemetery.
No.
It's not one of our cemeteries. I would know that. I'm no longer the cemetery trustee, but no, it's not a designated cemetery.
Yeah, and I had asked Stephen Darnell about it too, and it's not something that they take care
Just
of.
wondering.
A few years ago, Community Services used to do it every week, and they did it just because Jim Graven wanted the cemetery mowed. And so he did it on his own. He got sick and passed away, and since then, it really hasn't been taken care of like it should be. I feel like we need to take care of the cemetery for all those people that are buried there. So that's basically the only thing that I changed in that.
On that bid sheet like you got, now, like in the airport, do they do stuff like that too, that bid sheets and different things, or?
I don't know what the airport does.
You're not on the,
I'm on, but I wasn't there when they, last year when they did Winter Week. I just got on that in February,
oh, okay, gotcha.
so I don't know what they did. So they'll probably be doing that. I might find out Monday we have a meeting. So yeah, so I have a custom bid sheet that I thought something that Jessica could send out, and we could have sealed bids, and then I was hoping we could have sealed bids and open them up next month, so in November, we could pick a farmer, and that the year could start off December 1st and be the same as the county fiscal year, December 1st to November 30th, instead of before it's been the 2 different years. Part of our expenses was in one part of the fiscal year and the other was in the, and it seemed to be all messed up. This way, it would be the same fiscal year as the county, December 1st and November 30th.
That's how you get 2 crops in one fiscal calendar year.
I do have one question.
Okay.
I think it was a couple of months ago, we talked about paying Kenny some extra money. And there, it seemed clearly spelled out in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the bottom of paragraph 6, which is at the top of page 2. It seemed fairly clearly spelled out when that other than reimbursement for incurred costs as provided in this contract, the operator hereby waives its rights to request or seek any other monetary amount from Shelby County.
He didn't ask for anything.
Right. Do we want to amend that to make it a little more clear? Do we want to say that?
That he can?
Do we want to make it say that other than for incurred cost as provided in this contract, the operator shall not receive any other monetary amount from Shelby County? Do we want to, I mean, that would have answered that question and made it clearer, I think. I'm just mentioning it.
Except he didn't ask for any money, we just decided that it was owed to him, and you weren't on the committee at that time, were you? Yeah. So it was just something that we felt he needed. And, yeah, he didn't ask for it. Yeah.
Right, and that is what this says.
Yeah, that's what it says.
But paying for a service not rendered or a product not delivered or something like that, I don't think that would be appropriate. And since we've tried to do that once, perhaps we should clean that up a little bit. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay. Mitchell?
I don't have a problem with it, so, to amend it, so.
Okay.
We just need to give the guys that, in one of those clauses, it says 30-day notice, and I think that was the problem, so.
Yeah.
So to speak, a little bit, so, kind of vague.
And that's still in there, the 30-day notice.
Yeah, that's in that same paragraph. And I will say, we need to make triple sure.
And that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he wasn't treated fairly.
Right.
And that's why we asked for compensation. To make it clear, I don't know if you all are with us, but King Compton didn't, our farmer this year, his contract said that he would plant and harvest wheat and beans. He did the wheat, but he didn't do the beans, okay? Because we voted not to plant the beans, or some of them voted not to plant the beans. And so he was not given notice that you're not gonna plant those beans, which it says he should have been given notice 30 days that he wasn't gonna plant. He was not given any notice. He was given notice the day after a board meeting, say, well, you're not gonna plant beans. We felt as a committee, because he had given a bid to plant and harvest stubble beans, that he's not getting that income. He was expecting that for the year. We felt like he needed some compensation. And the board voted not to give him that compensation. He didn't ask for it. And he wasn't disappointed that he didn't get it. It was just
The right
just
thing
a
to do.
good faith. We need to pay him to do that. That's what that's all about.
As a budgetary farmer, that was an ideal thing to do.
Yeah.
It protects everybody, him and you.
Yeah. Anyway, it didn't happen, so.
Looks good for the county too.
Okay, do we want to amend this before we agree on it? And is that the only thing you see, or you want to?
Has it been through the state's attorney?
I sent it to him and I haven't heard from him.
Does that surprise you?
No. I sent it to him last week, the same day I sent it to all of you guys. And I haven't heard from him. I sent him, I think I sent him the bid specs too, but yes, I sent him this and I haven't heard. So, are we gonna pass over that?
Are we going to
Pass over that, make amendments?
I think we could make the amendment, but I do want to hear from our legal counsel.
And I'm assuming, since this is basically the same thing we did last year, that legal counsel must have looked at it. Or I don't think Bobby would have had it. I don't know. I didn't ask him. Yeah.
We would have had a better legal counsel than we do now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll pass on that and make an amendment? You want to make the amendment now?
I will make the motion to amend the last paragraph, the last sentence of, let me make sure I got it right. The last sentence of paragraph 6 to read, other than reimbursement for incurred costs as provided in this contract, the operator shall not receive any other monetary amount from Shelby County in the event the custom farm agreement granted herein is terminated.
Okay, so what words are we leaving out? Other than reimbursement for incurred costs as provided in this contract, the operator, what?
Let me just put it right in here.
Sorry.
Now, if you two talk to the state's attorney, you could talk to him and ask him about this.
Okay, so I crossed out what I'm making the motion to cross out, and then I wrote in what I'm making the motion to replace it with.
Can't read your writing.
I can't.
Um,
What I wrote is shall
I
not
see.
receive.
Okay, so now it says, other than reimbursement for incurred costs as provided in this contract, the operator shall not receive any other monetary amount from Shelby County in the event the custom farm agreement granted herein is terminated. Is that agreeable?
I'll make that motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay.
We're taking a vote probably.
Oh, yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yes, 3 yes votes. Okay, good. We did something.
Did we vote on the
Oh, we
salt
didn't
tax?
vote.
I don't think we did.
Can we back
Just made the
up?
motion, you second.
Okay, can we back up?
Won't have to.
Okay, we need to back up to number 5. We had a motion by Mitchell, Jeremy seconded to do the 3.3 grid. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, yes. Okay, sorry about that. Any old business? Okay. Number 8, any new business?
Just that tax form was processed by the board.
Did you get a copy of it?
I think recommended to approve, pending the Department of Revenue's decision. So, and I have no idea what their timeline is. I asked Debbie and she said they're on their own timeline.
Right. Okay. Is that all?
What?
No more new business? Uh-oh, we're cutting out the sheriff's.
Lights off.
You're late. Did you make a motion?
No.
Oh, I'll make a motion.
Okay, Mitchell made a motion to adjourn. Jeremy seconded. I thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
Hey Mitchell, have you not talked to anybody that's on the pay the bills committee next Tuesday to pay the taxes for the farm? Have you not talked to
I asked
anybody?
Mark Bennett about it.
Did you ask him to pay him? Or did you just
Well, I
ask him?
asked him, when we discovered the bill and the taxes wasn't paid, I think the first part of the meeting, I called Mark Bennett, asked him if he had got the tax bill, and he knows where the tax bills are at. I actually called Jessica too, or emailed Jessica. She said she hadn't seen the approval.
Well,
We're gonna meet again Tuesday, why don't you guys?
What's that?
Send a note to somebody that, listen, those taxes, every time that you don't pay it, you pay it, they're gonna have to be paid. You don't agree that they're?
I didn't say I didn't agree, I said I don't know, I'm not in the finance committee, so
But you're on this committee, that they're encouraged.
I called Mark.
Yeah, we got progress here, you know. He said
I don't think I'm just gonna go a lot.
I don't have any. He said at one time, and then I'm in constant contact with him. And so he would say, I said, what do you think? And he said, yeah, I'll farm for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
He says, thank you for, yeah, we're going to the W.
We are going to W, and I don't agree. Are you going to W too?
We're going to the W.
Good luck.
Who's gonna shut that off?
It's been off. Cody turned it off because I said I
It's
don't.
off, it's off. The camera's
Cody
off.
turned it off, he's in charge of it. Yeah. He wanted to know if I wanted it on, and I said, no, I'd have somebody do it.
That's the state's attorney.
That was on here.
That's the state's attorney's fault. That's how he comes to court. Yeah.
Yeah, and then